This program is brought to you by Caldwell Banker Heritage House Realtors. Find your new home at realestatedurango.com.
In the early 1900s, Montezuma County was nationally renowned for its apple crops. Hundreds of small and mid-sized orchards produced astounding varieties of award-winning apples shipped around the country. In fact, a Montezuma County orchard won 3 of the 4 gold medals awarded to Colorado at the St. Louis World's Fair in 1904. Today, only remnants of those pioneer orchards remain, but a collaborative of farmers hopes to redevelop Montezuma County's once thriving orchard economy through the Montezuma County Orchard Restoration Project. The effort is a labor of love for Jude Schuenemeyer and his wife Addie, who first became interested in Montezuma County's heirloom orchards when they purchased a longtime nursery in the area. Pioneer families would regale them with the stories of once massive fruit harvests and the region's reputations for growing fruit that earned gold medals at state and national fairs. Through his research, Schuenemeyer learned that Montezuma County farmers once cultivated nearly 50,000 fruit trees and more than 50 varieties of apples.
The high altitude creates warm daytime temperatures, lots of sunshine here, which gets the fruit to ripen beautifully. It also has the cooler nighttime temperatures, and that difference, that diurnal temperature difference between your hot day and cool night, allows the sugars to set and fruit in a way that produces exceptional flavor. Combined with the dryness of the general environment, it gets the juices to the moisture to sort of perspirate out of the apples, leaving the sugars intact.
The decline in the fruit economy began slowly. Consumer tastes changed, Washington State became an apple empire, Montezuma County farmers could no longer compete, and the orchards were left to die.
So the Montezuma Valley was like everyone else. It was originally planted with a lot of diversity of orchards. When you had a lot of different types of crops, you would always get a crop. You may not always get everything cropping, but you'd always get something cropping. You also had apples for different seasons. They'd start off with the summer apples, then the fall apples, then these long-keeping winter apples that's flavor opens up in storage. What happened by the 19-teens and 1920s is that everybody decided they wanted just red apples. So the extension service, Colorado Ag College itself, started telling people to cut out all of these other varieties in your orchards. All you want is 3 types, reds, roans, and delicious.
About 10 years ago, the Schuenemeyers purchased their own peach orchard in McElmo Canyon. And to their dismay, their first crop wound up rotting on the ground.
We had this farm and we had a big peach crop that year, and we couldn't do anything with the peaches. Most of them hit the ground and rotted. And these are McElmo Canyon peaches. I mean, these are considered the greatest peaches on earth.
That's when Schuenemeyer started the Orchard Preservation Project. He began contacting property owners who had old orchards and began grafting old varieties of apple twigs onto new rootstock. The Preservation Project's goal is to replant the grafted saplings and regrow Montezuma County's orchard economy. The timing couldn't be riper. Hard apple cider is making a comeback in the adult beverage market, and demand for rare apples with a variety of flavors is growing, just like it did for grape varietals in the wine industry and hops in the beer industry. The local food movement and the growing interest in preserving genetic diversity in our food sources are also fueling the effort. Last fall, the Preservation Project, in collaboration with the Montezuma County Historical Society, received a $53,000 grant from the U.S. Department of Agriculture to map old orchards and identify and preserve the fruit that once grew in the region. As part of their work, the Gold Medal Orchard in McElmo Canyon, one of the most famous orchards in Colorado history, was named to Colorado Preservation's Most Endangered Places list. The Gold Medal Orchard is located just across the canyon from Schuenemeyer's property. Planted before 1900, it was the orchard that won the gold medals during the St. Louis World's Fair. The Restoration Project is working with gold medal owners Vivian and Philip Kenyon, now in their 90s, to use their property as a repository for Montezuma County's heirloom apple trees.
We're working with them to reestablish the Gold Medal Orchard as a genetic bank and as a historical landmark, with the hope that 100 years from now, the gold medal will still be an orchard with 100-year-old trees in it, some of these very trees that we're planting now this year.
Schuenemeyer says it may take a while, but he has a vision to see local farmers earning an income from growing unusual apple varieties like early strawberry, Colorado orange, Thunderbolt, or Ben Davis, and consumers enjoying a taste of the past. To follow the Preservation Project's efforts, visit the website at montezumaorchards.org.